and hope that you'll be able to enjoy things. My name is Rich Camiso. I am a brother-in-law to Larry Miller, who you just lost 2 weeks ago today. Right? And I just want to make a couple of comments as his brother-in-law about Larry, about his background, to fill in some of the gaps that maybe you're not aware of. Right? But you all knew Larry around this particular facility. Right? Larry, in his appearance to you all, Larry was born with those deformities. With no ear on the outside, a clubbed arm, right, and several other deformities that during his early years, he went through numerous operations to try to correct and bring him to the status where he was able to live a life and grow up to be the man that he was. He was born to a couple who were, at that time, U.S. Army Air Corps members. And then in 1947, Larry was born in 45. In 47, the U.S. Army Air Corps officially became the United States Air Force. And his dad, my father-in-law, right, and mom made a career out of the Air Force. So Larry's early years, I faced not just his conditions that he was born with, but he had to be a part of a family that was traveling all over the world. Born in North Carolina in a little village called Swannanoa. I never heard of it either. But it's a little village outside of Asheville, North Carolina. Shortly after that, he was transferred up to Washington, D.C. because of his physical conditions. Right? And they went from Washington, D.C., popped went overseas to Germany, right? That was right after the war, don't forget. And the family stayed in the United States. And then through the years, they went from, and I don't have it in sequence properly, but Germany, D.C., I think it was back to Germany, California, Texas, Florida, Hawaii, and Larry moved around all those states as he was growing up. For the first several years, because he had no ears, he learned sign language and lip reading. That was his way of communicating. He got his first hearing aid, I think, when he was about 6 or 7 years old. And that's when he was able to enter into the regular school system so that he could get an education. Larry not only got an education like everyone else, right? He started college, didn't work out for him, but doesn't work out for everybody. Right? But during those years, he was a very attentive student, trying to do his best, struggling with all the shortcomings that he had, and efforts of trying to fit in, right, with the school programs, right? But he did accomplish it. In fact, he graduated from high school with a regular degree. Right? And during that time, he was very active in youth activities as much as he could be with the Boy Scout. Right? And he was very involved in helping in civic programs. I was actually awarded a civic award one of the years that he was in school. Right? After that, he was able to get a job with the Department of Army, working at Fort Belvoir, Virginia, which is where his father and mother ended up in the last assignment. And he got that job, and he spent 38 years employed by the Department of Army as a civilian employee. And that did quite well with all of that. I want to sum up that portion of his career with the fact that I knew Larry since 1971. And I met my wife, his sister, in 1972. So I've known Larry a little bit longer than I know my wife's father. But during all that time, Larry and I got to know him, especially after getting married, getting to know him more and more. And as much as I encouraged Larry to try to identify himself within the employment arena as being handicapped, Larry taught me a lesson. And it was that as a retirement, it gave him an opportunity to comment about things. And basically, I'm trying to remember how this goes. Basically, I'm sorry, I get emotional. Right? Basically, his comment was, the good Lord gave me life with a few challenges. All of a sudden, I sat back in the chair. And he says, I hope I've been able to handle those challenges properly throughout my life. And I said, good God, look at what he's been through all of his life. And the things that he's done. And I said, if he looks at life that way, then I better make sure that I get to understand it and look at life with the same way he did. And Larry enjoyed life. He looked at the positive things of life. Yes, he got involved in being in religion and learning things through his church involvement. And he shared that throughout his life with friendship and love to anybody he met. And that's how I learned a great deal from Larry. After he retired, I got to get on with the story. I don't want to take up all your time. After he retired, Barbara and I had just moved here, and we tried to get him to move here at that time, and he said no. He says, I like Northern Virginia, and he had lived in his own house from 1972, right, until we moved down here. He lived in his own house. He drove himself to work every day. He learned how to play at golf. Right? And then he took sick in 2011. Well, he took sick in 2004, just before Barbara and I moved. But then he recovered from that. And we were here when he took real sick in 2011. And that's when my wife and I moved him down here, and he became a part of the River Oaks family. And River Oaks became home to him. And from the 30th of April 2011 until the day he passed away, this was home. And I express it in this way. When I talk to Larry, now, Larry was Larry. He's just like any of us. He can be funny. He had a heck of a laughter on him that I think everybody understood or heard. But Larry could also be a challenge in things, just the way he conducted himself and stuff. But all that was overtaken by the fact that he was just a fun, loving individual, right? And shared in everybody's life the best that he could. But when I turned around and he complained about things, and I challenged him and said, Larry, well, maybe one day he didn't like the food that was here, or he didn't like the way his room got cleaned, or he didn't like the way somebody passed him in the hall. I said, Larry, I said, look, I'll find another place for you to live. And he jarred back and he said, ain't no way, River Oaks is home, and I'm not moving. So he really loved this place, and he loved the people who lived here. And the people who lived here shared well throughout his time here in the 8 years. And another benefit that I reaped from being Larry's brother-in-law, that coming over here and participating in some of the functions, the gatherings that went on, or just coming over to see Larry, I got to meet some really great people. You people out here in the audience, let me tell you, you have done so much to make my life, my wife's life, enjoyable because you helped with the last and made his life here very nice. And it's not just you people, the residents, it's the staff. The staff is outstanding. And the reason that we have cake here today, is because we tried to do this periodically. Every time he had a birthday, was have cake. And Larry told us the first time that we did it, he said, if we have cake, he said, I want it served at lunch. I said, Larry, they always have dessert at lunch. He goes, yeah. He says, but, he says, if we hold off till 2 o'clock, he says, everybody's back in their room and most of them are sleeping. They're already so he says, we have to have dessert, we have to have the cake at lunchtime. And we are having cake today in honor of Larry because of his guidance that way. And we hope that you're able to enjoy whatever you can of all of this. And I want to express, and I forgot one part of things. I've done the talking, but I want to make sure that you understand that. And I've mentioned certain things. My wife Barbara is back here in the corner. Right? Barbara has been as much a part of Larry's life, more than a part of Larry's life. And I say that she's not a sister, she's been a mother to him for years. And it just worked out that way. But his sister Carol is also here. Carol and her husband Bob in the back. I live in Alabama right now. They're executives all over the country as well, in other capacities, civilian capacity. And they took part in Larry's life. And they're here today. And we've got several friends from around Tellico Village and church. I've been standing in the background. I'm not going to make the word about being introduced. But I want to express a personal thanks and appreciation to all of you and all of the staff who were able to be here for the part you played in making Larry's final years as enjoyable as they could be. Thank you very much.